What's up, guys? Adam Palmer here, the Freelance King, and I just got another question. That is, will the demand for freelance content writers increase or decrease in the next 5 years? So, with AI and everything going on, this is a big question everybody's thinking about. Is will people be replaced? What's going to happen? Will there be any work for humans anymore? And that type of thing. Now, here's the thing, guys. I believe that it's all about the output. And it's going to revolve around freelancers probably integrating AI into their workflow, because I don't think there's going to be a point anytime soon where the robots are just going to do everything. Okay, I think there's always going to be the necessity of an operator who's cognizant, who has these sentient ideas that will drive a business forward. I don't think the robots are ever going to have the sense of humor or the creativity to come up with the things that are going to work for companies if they want their content strategy to really be unique and awesome. I think we're way far away from that. So I think there's a lot of buzz about the robots replacing us and the AI taking control, but there's going to be a need. And I mentioned output. That's what's really going to come into play, because the competition is going to have a lot of output. They're going to have a lot of content production because they're going to have people leverage AI. Okay, so that means I just worked this out with a client where we're creating a custom GPT for them to brain dump all the things that they know into a custom GPT, so our content people can come in and ping that for answers. And so for instance, this person's in real estate and they have all of these unique stories and situations and case studies that we're going to be putting into the GPT. Now our content writer can go in, ping this GPT, say, oh, I need an anecdotal story about this event or that event, or the top 10 events that have happened that are in this sector, or blah, 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 blah. This is going to save our content writer a ton of time, ton of research time, ton of time having to talk with the client, all this stuff. That can all get erased. So all this superfluous time that was required in the past can get alleviated, thus allowing the content creator to create more content, accurate content, by leveraging the AI. So it's just like a calculator, I try to think about, okay? Imagine doing calculus without the use of a graphic calculator. Sure, you could do it longhand, but every time you're gonna have to use the quadratic equation, and it's going to take a ton of time, and you're gonna have sheets of papers every time you wanna do some type of equation, right? It would be ridiculous. Sure, you can do it, but it's going to take a ton of time, and who would wanna hire a mathematician to write it out all in longhand when they could just type in their equations into a graphing calculator and get a map out of the output, right? And that's the way I look at AI. These are just calculations at the end of the day. People want to think there's some robot at the other end of the computer thinking this through, like Hal from Space Odyssey. It ain't there yet, guys. It ain't even close to there, okay? These are just computations, and they're using the best probabilities to move forward. At the end of the day, it's just a computer, but just with a large learning model and data set. That's all AI is, really. It's using probabilities and large language models, okay? And it's just like any other computation, just we're all used to computations being more zeros and ones and math, right? But now it's leveraging a larger data set. So I'm sure there's people going to be listening to this like, Palmer, what are you even talking about? Or experts that are like, no, you're completely wrong. But at the end of the day, this is the reality of the situation. You can't just rely on a robot to make all the content, and you are going to need humans in place if you want the content to be useful. Sure, you could have the robot develop trash for you, and it will probably hurt your SEO, hurt your performance of your site, and it'll do a lot of negative stuff. But if you want it to be effective, if you want the content to help you rank on the SEO, if you want warm leads coming in and being educated and getting value, then I would highly suggest that company have someone at the helm that is sentient, that has a brain, that is human, and that's not going to change for any perceivable future. And it's just not, okay? The fears are all there, and we're at peak fear. But the reality is, content creators will need to leverage AI to compete on output, quality output. So, thank you for the question. It's very relevant to a lot of the things going on here. And I love these types of questions where I can get into the weeds a little more versus just like questions about how to get on Upwork. So if you guys have any other questions, please find me on YouTube. Go to freelanceking.com. I got a ton of resources available. I'm easy to find there. And if you guys want to upskill and learn and from other freelancers and be part of an amazing community, check out the onlineworker.com. We've been doing a ton of work. We've been bringing in a lot of different freelancers in all different sectors and realms of freelancing. So that's going to help you really increase your career in freelancing. Thank you so much for the question. I'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.